Hey friends, we're here once again. Welcome back to episode or stream number 12 of our Old School RuneScape Ironman playthrough. Let's get rolling. I should remember, forgot to update a couple things here. Alright, there we go. Stream has been updated. Should be the right thing now. Good. But we are making way over. Didn't want to do Piscaris today. RCS is a distant third. But we are actually going to be charging ahead into Lovakengj. And not just because I think the music is absolutely stellar, though that does help. But I thought about it overnight and I was like, you know what? I am going to go ahead and drop that 100,000 on the minecarts. It's most worth it early on, so our goal is going to be 65 or 75 for the carts. And we're going to zoom on through. Probably going to do the carts same time I'm doing the quest for racing. I do this way, right? Yes. Perfect. And of course you get to hear the beautiful sounds of Great Kourend. A unique one that we haven't heard yet. Enjoy it for all 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Welcome to Lovakengj. Now, there are, if I remember right, 2 banks. Yep, so you're good to keep charging ahead. So cool. Work our way up here. And there goes our stamina. Oh, hello, King Scorpions. Whoops. Not a good time to run out of stamina. I'll give you a wide berth as much as I can at least. There we go. Definitely so dangerous in here. Can't let our guards down. Okay, so we actually do need to grab a couple things. First one, of course, being... Where the heck did I put my things? Right there. Actually, hold on. I want to placeholder it so... I know what. Tag. And then wield it. Too bad on like RuneScape 3 we can't have like item sets. But that's okay. You can do a lot of different things, but not that. We also need a gas mask. Hey, welcome to the stream, Dadu and friends. Hope things are going well this fine Sunday morning. Excuse me, did you not wear? Oh no. Oh no. Plans are already being in trouble. Hold on. I can run this. Gas mask. I guess I could just go get the gas mask then. Shoot. I didn't realize you need Ben Slayer for that. Okay, new plan. Gonna be a good plan. That's what we'll do, okay. You're going to drop the pickaxe. I guess we get to go head over to West Ardy. Quickest way to do that would be to Castle Wars. Thank goodness for grouping. Routing on the fly today, friends. Routing on the fly. Go figure, nice early Sunday morning. So I hope you are doing well. Feel free to say hi in chat. I love chatting while gaming, especially in games like RuneScape where there's going to be a lot of walking around, a lot of grinding. So, our plan for today. Oh, hang in there. Grab some grab some coffee. Things you don't realize. You don't think that you're going to need a Slayer of 10 to figure out how to put a mask on, but here we are. So we're going to get the fancy mask that you don't need to have Slayer for, which makes perfect sense. Also, how many hits? One hit for 5. Do I hear 2? Nope, made it. Gotcha. You know what? I probably could have avoided all this if I just went better way, but that's fine. Soon, fairy ring, soon. Ooh. Hey, I'll be going for quite a while, so feel free to hang out as much as you like. It's going to be a very chill episode. Not as chill as the Hosidious one yesterday, but we're aiming for Lovakengj Favour, so we're going to be doing a lot of mining. Towards the middle end of the episode, we're going to be shifting over to a couple of quests. Of course, we're going to do Lovakengj quest and unlock the minecarts, but more than that, we're going to be doing another cook's quest, and we're going to be doing the goblin part of recipe for disaster. The reason for that is I want to get a little bit more farming. Ideally 15 plus, so I can start doing at least a few tree runs. Oh, and we're going to be doing Tears of Gothics. I gotta get that done today. I keep putting it off, and I can't keep putting it off. Oh, look forward to that. I don't think I need to start any quests to get the gas mask. If I do, I guess we're starting off the West RD class or series, but I think there's one to just grab. I think 80% sure. Who knows? We're routing on the fly. We were not prepared for this. Ironically enough, I was prepared for just about everything else, but not this. We took a trip to the wilderness just for fun, but okay, so who has a gas mask? Theoretically, it should be in here. Oh, I think it's in the cupboard, isn't it? I think it's in the cupboard, if memory serves. Memory did not serve. So how do I get a gas mask? Hold on, I have a way to find this. I already have the wiki open on the page for the gas mask. Let's find out. Made by Esmond's wife. Hear me. Okay, fine. We're doing Plague City. Who do we want to talk to? We want to talk to Edmund? We'll talk to Edmund. I don't actually expect to do it, but I'm going to talk to him and start it off. Hello, old man. Sorry, I can't stop to talk. Why, what's wrong? I've got to find my daughter. I pray she's still alive. What's happened to her? Elena's a healer. 3 weeks ago, she managed to cross the wall into West Ardun. No one's allowed to cross the wall in case they spread the plague. Plague? Not that long ago, West Ardun was hit by a deadly plague. They had a wall built to try and keep it contained. No one is allowed to enter the city now, apart from the mourners. They say the plague is a horrible way to go. That's why Elena felt she had to go help. She said she'd be gone for a few days, but we've heard nothing since. Maybe I could find her? Really? Would you? I've been working on a plan to get into West Ardun, but I'm too old and tired to carry it through. But you, on the other hand, you should have no problem. Yeah, sure. Where should I start? Going to West Ardun, you'll need protection from the plague. My wife made a special gas mask for Elena with wallberries rubbed into it. They help to repel the plague, apparently. We need some more, though. Where can I find them? Oh, okay. Well, good news. I already had those. I just gotta go to the bank. I have the agility for the log crossing. Well, no one ever succeeds at log crossing anyway, but yeah. Gotta see, what is the agility required for that? 33? Yeah, we'll be A-okay. We're gonna pretend that I'm doing this for the daughter. I'm definitely not just doing it to take a gas mask and run. Which actually might be the first time I've ever done that, so it's kind of scummy. I'll come back and save your daughter in a couple of months, don't worry. That's so terrible. Alright. I don't know how many I need, so I just grabbed 4. I remember I needed them for some quest or another. Fantastic. Now again, why you need 10 Slayer for the face mask, but you need nothing for the gas mask, the big fancy mask. That I do not understand. I'm rolling with it, but it's a little bit Okay, so fastest way back to Lovakengj. I might just go ahead and do the run route. Oh, yes, he told me. I've begun making a special gas mask, but I need some dwellberries to finish it. Like these? There we go, all done. While not surrendered, you must wear this mask at all times, or you could catch the plague. I'll make a spare mask for you in case you lose that one. I'll hide it in the cupboard in case the mourners come looking. Cool. Well, thanks for the mask. I'll see you in a couple months. Heavier than I thought. So I'm going to go ahead. We're just going to do a home teleportation after I grab a few things from the bank here. This is why I need to have Edgeville and I need to have fairy rings unlocked, so I can just teleport back there, run to a fairy ring, and be wherever I need to be. But we're not to that point yet. Where we are at is placeholder. Placeholder. No, this is not for what you're expecting. And yes, this is a mage item. You cannot convince me otherwise. It is like the best mage body in the game, at least for now. Doesn't actually help with mage, but it doesn't hurt mage. It gives you a lot of tank. Most importantly, so swag. Alright, so of course we're coming back to Lumbee. We're going to run over to Port Sarim. Alright, gain my run speed. Nice. Outfit's doing work. Well, 4 out of 6 pieces of the outfit. Still missing the gloves and boots, but hey, I'll have that by next weekend. Like that, yoink. Pretty much 95% or so of all these runes, except for, actually no, not the air runes. I made like 300 or so of those. But apart from that, everything's been basically you're walking back and forth from Lumbee, picking up one, and then going to the mage tutor and getting 30-30. Or just going to the mage tutor. Just been fantastic. 3 runes are always great, especially mind and air runes. Mind runes will, of course, fall off in usefulness fairly soon. I mean, I'm only level 20 right now for my magic, but it will fall off in usefulness once I move up to the chaos and then the death tier spells. But more importantly, useful for, well, air runes are always going to be useful, and mind runes are going to be useful for Orania runs. That's the rune crafting over. I'll probably show it on the map in just a second. Right here, Orania. Get random runes, you get a whole bunch of experience and stuff. You get to do runs, teleport, all this stuff. Nice. Oh, I should probably turn that quest off, or it's going to be bothering me literally all session. Oop. Okay, fastest way. We'll take the long. Well, I think it's going to be a little bit longer, but we'll take the scenic route. It's close. I mean, the one you have to go down here and then up there, so kind of good. This is why I need the minecart network, because I could have just took the cart wherever I want to go. Eventually, I'll be doing that. So. You ought to move. Okay, so we will now have a gas mask. Life is good. More of operations, we're going to be going towards 65% on our wonderful mining expedition we're going to go on. It's not going to be that much fun, but hey, it is what it is. Now, I do reserve the right after 2 hours if I'm still nowhere near 65%, because I remember this one taking a while. So if I'm If after an hour or two I'm not there, I might end up swapping over to our actual quests that we want to get done. Hopefully I won't have to do that, but option is there. Now, thoughts. So, Rune Pickaxe should be able to mine things fairly quickly. And got just enough attack thanks to calculations to be able to wield it, which is always nice. Now this one's going to start coming in real handy. Now for new viewers, you might notice, wow, your stats are very low for a member. Yes, they are. About a week and a half in, I became a member because I wanted to start getting used for birdhouse runs and all sorts of other goodies like agility. Because the more agility you have early on, the better. Which is why right now I'm 57, aiming for 70, 75. 75 for house temperature, which I won't be able to do for a while, so I might stop at 70 just for vanity purposes. But we shall see. Guys, by the time I'm at 70, I'm guaranteed to have my full graceful outfit, which is obviously huge. What is that symbol? Oh, the book, right. Book teleport. But I have low combat stats because, well, I gotta keep my HP low. I am specifically keeping it low for Winter Taupe. You might notice 81 on fire making. I've been doing a lot of Winter Taupe. My goal is 98.5 or so. Love this song. But, so I can't keep my, or the more hit points you have, the more damage you take in Winter Taupe, and the less effective your low and healing items like cakes are. I may or may not have spent, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours just doing 1,000, so would like to keep those relatively useful for a while. Yeah, I'll follow the pathway. Of course, this also means we only have 28 prayer, so it's gonna be a while before I can do high-end quests, but that's okay. We'll get there. Maybe. It'd be good to just go straight across. Might end up running into one of those scorpions, but I have enough run speed I can probably get away. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Please don't hurt me. God. Goodness, just can't follow me in. Okay. Alright, so we now have take place. Not that really matters, but okay, and then my here, boom. Now, for those of you who have not seen this part, say hello to the gas. Walk into the gas, it hurts. I want to demonstrate in case anyone didn't understand the concept there. Oop. Oh god, it hurts. And starting off with an item we didn't need. Cool. Our goal is to just mine a whole bunch of volcanic sulfur. Seriously, game. Seriously, game. I'm gonna die at this rate. Oh no. You know what? I'm actually gonna go back. Grab some healing. This is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, I forget. Does volcanic sulfur have a use? Let me double check that while I'm running back. Sulfur from the west. Yeah. Tell me how much. Look in here. Oh, to create dynamite, so I really don't care about that. Okay. Actually, you know what? Drop all these. Use the garbage. I don't need it. Okay, so more importantly, healing. We are going to need maybe like -5. And if I try a different area, I'll have better luck. I knew I remember this being an absolute nonsense. Yep. Game. Guess I didn't need to use that last one. Oh well. So we shall mine in a safer spot, hopefully. Good thing I got my outfit on, because there's going to be a lot of running around, I got a feeling. Stop, stop. Thank you, God. Please stay stopped. Not looking good. There we go. This is a better spot right now. Right. In case this one gets funny ideas. Okay. I should go a little bit faster than expected, so this is good. Still going to be a grind, but 65% is our goal. And these eventually do dry up, so I'm going to have to keep moving to different ones, but ideally if I can stay in the more westerly areas, I think it's safer. Though this one's absolutely insane to be by, so I should not go to that one. So many clouds. Already above 1%. Yeah. Which is just, let's not run into it. Probably not safe, but I'm doing it. Get a lot of clouds in the area, but so far safe. Now we're not. Yes, I do have shift drop on, so I have shift. I can click to drop them instantly. Saves a lot of time. Now, you could hold on to the sulfur and use it for dynamite, but that's not worth. Good damage, aren't I? Ah! Where's he? That'd be enough healing. It's a dangerous one to be on, but I'm going to do it anyway. This area's pretty hot, or filled with enemies right now. Oop. Back off for a sec, actually. Reset my inventory. Now, do I want to try for one of the big ones? I want to try for... There's practically dead over there. Might be the best time to go over here I can. As this thing comes right next to me. Big one did not last long. I figured I'd be safer. I stood there for a second. Okay, mad dash through the clouds. Oof. I'm going to go around this side because I think he's going to go right. Maybe. Possibly not. Alright, up to 3. Nice. So as you can tell, this does take a little while, but that's okay. Alright, still going to be faster overall than the saltpeter grind yesterday. Considering we had to do a whole bunch of mixing and stuff. RCS1 is useful, by the way, because it gives you another spellbook option for reviving heads. Basically, enemies can drop heads, and then you can bring them to a certain area and revive them. The spellbook to turn them into an enemy to fight for more experience, and for more prayer experience specifically. It's pretty solid. Oh, listen. Good. I think this is a good spot right now. As you can see, very dangerous area. I forgot how dangerous until I started taking all damage at the start, and I remembered exactly how my original character last year fared in this area. It was very painful. Gonna come up and hit me, I know it. I'm ready to move in case it does. Oh no. That's the only way I was gonna be able to go is there. Nice. There we go. 4% already. The quest for Lovakengj is actually pretty in-depth, if I remember. Pretty hefty. Yes, I just stand in the middle of a dangerous area if I can reset here. I'm getting walled off. Like, go ahead. Walk back through. See how it turns out for you. Alright. And there. Yeah. That's not good. These are. That one coming. This one's usually fairly safe as well. The other one's obviously scary, and that one is always full. This one's always a little worrisome too, but I think we work our way above the top one, so we should be safer. I mean, it's not a big deal. I have plenty of cake. I was hoping to save it all for winter taupe, but I'm not stopped from going to get more if need be, so. Use it or lose it. After all, it won't be long before I out-level that. 5.1, nice. I don't know why just mining these things gets me points, but I will not complain. Don't you think about it. Not good. This might be bail. Bail, bail, bail. Oh, that's way too many over there. Okay. Mine right here. Bad part about having such low health is something starts nailing you like that. There's not a lot of room for error. Oh, you bite cake. So I have to kind of keep an eye on the area, because if I start getting hit by 2 or 3 clouds at once, or in a chain, that could be very deadly if I'm not at near max health. Let's drop that. I think I can make it way back over to there now. I'll chance it. This one's coming up a little too close for my liking. Stopping in the middle of a big area like this, but kind of have to do it. Already up to almost 7% now. That's good. Effectively, we're past 1/10 of the way there now. We've only been going for like 10 minutes, so yeah, that's about what I expected. A couple hours of mining. Again, might not have even been going 15 minutes, considering how long it took us to detour for the gas mask and read the quest stuffs. Oh, this got out for me. Okay, next area. We'll go back on here, I guess. Doesn't feel necessarily safe, but right now there's not too many clouds nearby. Famous last words. Sure. Drag us and eat. Not quite going after lizards like in Shazian, but my goodness, it's still dangerous. Dangerous activity, probably the second most in the kingdom, and it's required at the start. I think it's the only one you can do at the start to gather favor. Eventually, you can move into like mining or smithing and stuff, but I think that's much slower if memory serves. That bodes well. Please don't go right. I'm going to absolutely bite it. Oh, walk. Took a lot of damage to get this one. Jekyll, this is a bad time. Thank you for thinking of me, sir. I mean, I know you can give them certain herbs for potions or something, but I ain't that much in a rush for it. I got so many other things I'm thinking about with nothing to worry about random event Jekyll. Which herb you need. Might not even be able to clean it yet. I got some from Wintertoll, but not enough to do too much with. Probably enough to get me to 24 right to there make potions. I did have a thought last night. Usually for when you do Blast Furnace, you need to have super energy. I don't have a way to get super energy. That means Blast Furnaces you're going to be very slow once I run out of move speed, or we're going to have some interesting dilemmas on our hands. Because usually you down a super energy, I think, to keep you, or maybe it's not super energy, I forget the name of it, but there's a potion you down to make sure your run energy doesn't get dropped near as quick. And then I think you do some normal energy potions to heal for energy. But we'll see. Might mean that Blast Furnace is not nearly as lucrative, but then again, that's more mid to long term thinking, because I gotta get 43 fair before I consider that, because of course I need to have the Ice Queen's gloves for that. 9%. Making progress. Actually, I think I put this over 1/8 by now, because 1/7 would be, because 9 times 7 is 63, so. Between an 8th and a 7th. Pretty good. I even looked to see where the clouds were. I just figured I'd be safe to dump if I wasn't already taking damage. Sure enough, I was. I was gonna get ready and say, man, I'm doing good for healing. I'll be able to get to at least probably 20 by the time I run out of inventory. No. Bam, 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 bam. I think this is by far the safest one to go to. Especially this spot right here, because there's not too many things that are going to come around to hit you. As I literally just in my own words, but for the most part, it's the safest spot. There's no safe spot. But Not too many things come around and hit you in that spot. Safe there. Yep. I was about to eat a whole bunch of damage. And more dumping. Those come straight down at me. And yep, 10.5. Oh, brother, where should I go? Keep going between these two for now. Feels like that one's one of the safer ones, but yep. Yep. Don't. If it wasn't mining anything, take a second and heal up and drop stuff before resuming. Yep. I don't know, in a way this is not very high intensity, but it's, you know, intense yet chill. We'll put it that way. Chill because all you're doing is mining and you're kind of able to take it easy, but then you have those periods of like, oh crap, I'm taking damage. So that's always fun. Black clouds over that one right now. Stop, please stop. Not to get me to move, huh? And nice. Just about 1/5 of the way there. You know what? Go up and then we can go back in. Go in my little safer area. Way too many of them coming around this area right now. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, taking a lot of damage. I think right around 9:30, give or take, maybe 9:15, we'll be done with this. Hopefully less than that, but we'll see. I can read writing on the wall better than the game gives me credit for. Drift over. Okay. I think these sulfurs are always random too, how much they contain. Like this one is just absolutely stocked full. Sometimes they go away after like 10 hits, so it just depends. Oh, that's bad. Ooh. This is really bad actually. I'm running away because that one, they're surrounding me. Guess I'll go over here. At least until things calm down over there. Please don't. I see what you're thinking. Don't do it. Just move over this one. They're all surrounded. Like, ooh, let's get them. I don't want to let myself go down below half unless I really feel gutsy. There we go. I think I will get down to my last 3 or so, or if I finish a swap, maybe I'll just go grab some more cake. Oop, not move. Your last 2 cakes or finish this sulfur off. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Oh, decision made. Yeah, let's walk it. Not too bad for a first round. Do like that. I'm sure just running out to another one will get me hit, so I'm ready to go with that. Go back over to that one now. You're crested 16, heck yeah. That's like 21 and a quarter, 1 and a half or so, I think is about a halfway point. You're not halfway, I'm sorry. Third delay point. Because 21 gets us to 63, 0.5 gets us 64.5. So, effectively 65. Not going to be an exact amount. You caught. You really care. Caught 0.7 and then you'd be over. I guess fine, 21.7. There you go. I have a 0.1 left over. That'll be our third of the waypoint. And of course, halfway would be 20. Or sorry, well, that's stuff. 32.5. Solid. So he came up and locked up here. Yeah. That's not gonna screw up my inventory spacing at all. Not at all. But no complaints because rubies are awesome. Okay, no longer free to play, so I don't need to necessarily rely on rings of forging, but take a quick bite cake was a good idea there. About to get nailed somehow. Only one hit, that's good. I don't want to move over here because that could get really dicey. But here we are. These rubies are still very useful for, I don't know, something called a necklace of, oh hey, gosh. You know what? It's wide open over there. So. I moved, you jerk. Bunch of being chill. Odd how wide open the center is right now. It'll collapse eventually, but I guess I'll make use of it while I can. Screw up my drop. I'm going to have to move the ruby down to here or something. Boop. There, solved. What do you mean I could go around and drop it off at the bank? Then I have to run all the way to the bank. Terrible idea. Oop, damage, 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 damage. I knew I should have just taken it and ran. 18.3, nice. No safe spots. There's only death. Death come. Something like that, right? As you can see, Cake does a pretty good job here. Long-lasting trips compared to like trout or something. Okay, this is wrong. That was even a... Okay, I'm gonna try something. See if it works. Here comes 19. Beautiful. Too quick. Feeling a little bit danger here. Now, in terms of the actual activities you can do for Favour, this is still not the worst. Piscaris is the worst because you have to do a whole bunch of construction stuff on cranes and whatnot, and you have to use nails, and so we'll be skipping that one. Some people would call the book one pretty bad in Arceus, but it's not that big of a deal. I don't see what the big problem is with it. Okay, fine. I'm taking damage. Reset. Yep, fine. I get the message. Move. Bam, bam, bam. You know, I'm gonna move over here. I don't feel safe. Okay, come on. I want to drop the cake. I want to eat the cake. Phew. Last percent was very hard earned. Everything was trying to kill me. You know, just because I feel like it's a good idea. Have another piece of cake. Let's make 26. It's a lot better. Wow, and I finish off another one. Cool. Now this will work. But now I'm going to move back over to my usual spot. Just in time. They crashed down around where I was at. Of course, if anyone is hanging out in chat, feel free to say hi. We're just chilling here. It's a chill morning. That's why you need to do something chill after, especially like after farming up Path of Exile or something like last night. Gosh. Finally made it to Act 8, but it does take a while, I tell ya. But my Herald of Agony build is coming along pretty well. Right now, Poisonous Concoction is doing work. Eventually, it'll be changed over to a Kourend build, but a little bit longer before we get to that point. Also making an Absolution Necromancer, which is just exciting. God. Competition. Please go away, competition. God, I can't move. I swear. Panicked, yeah. Doubt that's a bot, but maybe? Feel like you being here is a bad idea, friend. He left. That was exciting for a few seconds at least. Oh. Fine. See if I can. Let's go over here. Oh, I actually haven't got a decent chunk of mine experience for this. Yeehaw. Not that it's a big deal, but I guess working way towards 60 for what? Actually, never mind. You don't get anything for 60 anyway. Why am I excited about 60? Oh, mining guild probably. I think it's 60, not 62. Still not a big deal though. Quick. Alright, 21.6. We're making progress. guess it's not every single one you get. It's just... Here's a chance. I don't know. Either way. But we're just under that mythical 1/3 marker. Again, the tasks you can do aren't that great here, so to time to effort ratio, like you can make dynamite, which is just takes forever. You can make armor, which is cool, but is actually very bad time to effort ratio. Yeah, I mine Lovakengj and coal, and you gotta go make it, and then it's like my inventory is like 4% or like 0.4% or some sort of nonsense. So by the time you get done with that, you're like, well, I could have been, you know, doing this all the time. Not that it's not necessarily that engaging, but it's a lot more expedient. Okay, seriously, we're getting way too many. Now, mind you, not complaining about the gems. We're getting a lot of gems. What do you think about it? Maybe we should drop off some of these gems. Cakes too, I guess, as long as I run back. There we go, look at that. Good planning. A little dangerous to be over here, but whatever. We're doing it. There. And of course, as soon as I do that, I start taking crap tons of damage. Game stop. About 23 by now. That's nice. I think it's time for a drink of coffee. Oof. Gambled and it did not pay off. I can read the writing on the wall. Or I'll stand right here and be relatively safe at least. This is a good chunk of sulfur. I'll move. level 3 came and stumbled over here like, yeah, this is a good place to go. Oh god, I'm dying. So they came equipped with food, so maybe they were ready for it, but then they were shot by the damage. That's why I was like, you know, there's a big difference between coming here at like 60 HP versus 30 because you just get shredded. Now, granted, that was kind of ridiculous. Oh, that's going to be a mistake, isn't it? Oh, recommend. But actually not doing too bad considering, though. I mean, I'm down to 6 HP once, but nothing that was like, you're about to die critical here. You're gonna have your first death be some silly clouds. That was some good movement right there. I'm probably gonna get beaten up by that one, so let's move. Yep, called it. And I got hit anyway, but whatever. Gonna move, but now I'm starting to think maybe not moving's good. Now moving is good. $24.4. Heck yeah. Well, we got a surprisingly chill time. Right through them. This one too, probably. Don't you dare. Now, the nice part is that the minecart certificates that you deliver are 5% each, and you have to deliver 5 of them. So, that's an instant jump from 65 to 90% effectively by just traveling around a little bit to do, which is why it's so much, because you have to go all over the place. But after that point, you got the quest for 10% and you're done. I think actually it starts at 75, so you have to do the quest first, but yeah, whatever. You know what? Eat a piece of cake first. Five. Woo-hoo. And the saltpeter grind is probably less in terms of time, maybe at the start, but I mean, it's obviously if you can buy the saltpeter, it's way less. But digging it up does take a good amount of time. And then doing the combining was very time consuming. So, you know, I think this actually might take a little less in the long term, but only if you're digging it up. And keep in mind the extra percentages from delivering the certificate. And would have to be added on there, and the time spent going to each place is probably good in 5-10 minutes. So, ain't a perfect science by any means. One, two, take the tower. Nothing needed for that. Just tinderbox, which you can attain during the quest. Easy enough quest to do. That's right, you can do it 20% and then 75 to 100 is guaranteed from the certificates. You can't do the minecart until 75. I'll gamble and not get any cake. I'm probably still going to take a point damage or 2 here and there, but we're at 24, soon to be 25. We're solid. Oh, There are some things that regenerate your health faster, which makes this place a lot better. Heart point cape, obviously, but by that point you should likely have done this already. And then combat bracelet, memory surge regenerates faster as well, or more points per. Which I really don't like this idea. Yep. You know what? I'm gonna risk it staying right here because I'm. Oh, never mind. I am not gonna risk staying right there. Okay, why isn't that healing? Good to heal. 6.7, not bad. Remember, 32.5 is our halfway point, so we got a little ways to go till then, but we're chugging. Too bad you can't just turn dynamite in. You have to craft it. If you could just turn it in, I have a bunch of it from Winter Tote, like 50 or so. I'm sure it's worth like 5% points or something, right? Alas. That is not how the game works. Yeah, Shazian is a lot faster than this because using the healing up the injured soldiers is actually relatively quick. And you could do that to 100, but doing the what's it called? The organized crime, taking them down, is actually pretty efficient for time spent, even though you can't just knock it out at once. You have to do that one more of a periodic. Because they only spawn every 30 minutes, but still pretty good. I mean, I think the leader's worth like 8% and each minion's worth 2% or some nonsense, so you can go from 45 to 85 gold pretty quick. It's a decent source of planks too, I heard. So for construction. Now, once you get to 85, or well, 75 I guess. Well no, you do to 45, then you do the 10% quest, then you do the rest to 85 of the crime. That's right. Once you get to 85, you can fight the soldiers for the Shazian armor, which only has a use for combating the poison from the lizard folk, but I guess if you're going to be grinding lizard folk anyway, it's pretty solid. And you want to grind for that because you want to get the amulet to be able to teleport around pretty quickly. Very useful. I know, I was going to move anyway. God, can we stop? And that took a lot of damage. What do you plate for? We're getting there. If it screws anything up. This is going to be really good because the ferrying it here to Lovakengj network, very, very lucrative in terms of travel time, so you can really zoom around the area pretty quick. And you don't want to worry about carrying money around when you're trying to, take those things. Having to grab 50 gold every time, the hassle of remembering, and then if you forget, you're like, oh crap, now I really have to scramble. Eh, Hungry friends. It's definitely not worth it, so making sure we do the grind now is very nice. Alright, probably another hour or two before we have to go back and restock on our cakes, but we'll be at or near 90% or 30% by that point. I guess by the time we're done here, I'll probably have gone through 100 cakes. Not a big deal, actually. I'm actually curious how many winter toasts it takes to get max. Like 300, 400, probably 450 to 500, I'm guessing, but same token. Hard to say. I do know I got the big combat item out of there. Actually, no, I'm just gonna drop these when I'm thinking of it. Because the Tome of Fire was pretty rare to get. I think it's like 1 in 1,000 or something, and it's a lot of people consider it to be the big win item. The Dragon Axe is like 1 in 10,000 or 20,000 or some nonsensical number, so probably not going to happen. And Phoenix is Phoenix, so if you can get it, great, but probably not going to get it. Now, there is an argument to be made for getting an early cape for the defensive stats, but I don't really want to grind to 99 with that. I don't want my fire making to be the first one, but that's just me being stubborn. I don't know what I want my first cape is, because the first cape is untrimmed, so everyone knows that's the one you raise to 99 first. So, you know, that kind of goes into it a little bit. Argument to be made for agility being a funny one to do for 99, because then everyone's like, you're fucking nuts, but pardon my language, but I don't know if I'll end up doing that. Actually, in all my games or plays of RuneScape, I've never gotten a 99 ever. So, would be nice to actually make it happen at some point. Problem is, agility 75 plus is going to be locked behind the Sepulture, which is obviously not a big deal, but that's going to require me to have a lot more combat stats to beating the bust. Because it's locked behind the Darkmire series. Pretty sure it's... I don't know Old School RuneScape if there's Rivers of Blood or not. But the one that you have to do is confront Lord Draken and beat him. So, I think Rivers of Blood is the finale of the RuneScape 3 one. I might be wrong. I might be getting those wrong. But either way, it's going to be a long way off. I remember that being a pretty epic battle in RuneScape 3. Like, I actually really enjoyed the... Okay, would you stop it? I really enjoyed the RuneScape 3 fight. Very swag. Very climactic, we'll say. .8, nice. Yeah, of course, stat-wise, you know, you need to have the 43 prayer minimum, probably higher than that, just so I don't run out in the middle of the fight, because it's a pretty lengthy fight if memory serves, and there's a lot of other tough enemies in the tower. So that or prayer potions. I'll have to have 62 for to be able to make the Ulcerwood gear. Well, eventually you'll be using a Trident, not Trident. I forget the name of the thing is. Gear of some sort. Really cool one. Please don't hurt me. Ouch. But think it's like 60 attack to be able to wield it, maybe 70. So it's going to be a while before I get to that point. The next big priority is raising up my strength to... Well, strength's about to be there anyway, but... Get my strength up for that, and also getting... Ooh. That was a good hit. And getting defensive up, because I need to start working my defensive stats too. Oh, okay, this is bad. Bail. Hoping to get to the halfway point before I had to bank, but you know, screw it. Not worth dying over. Okay, 5, 1. What do we want right there? Yeah, getting my defense to 40 for rune gear would be really great. Even can I get there without dying? Maybe. There we go. But rune gear is pretty tough to get, so I don't know. I'll have to see. It's very haphazard right now. If I'm ready to do actual combat, the best thing to do might be to go over and do the Beneath Ice Mountain quest, I guess, and get the special mace from there, because that's supposed to be actually pretty decent, like in terms of stats, and you know, compared to Rune Simi, it's a lot easier to get. Gotta do a little bit of grinding, so that might be before I start my actual grind stuff. So I might do that. Then again, if I get my attack to 60 and I do Lost City, which that much is easy enough, I could always go and buy Dragon Longsword. So, but that would require 60 attacks, which is a ways off. That's a lot of grinding, so probably Ice Mountain's the best starting point and go from there. Oh, 32, heck yeah. Oh no. Probably gonna get beaten up by the clouds here, but that's alright. Deal what I can from it. Two. Boom. A couple more percents to the halfway point. I think that's halfway. Yep. We're now past the halfway point. Got it. Followed me home. Oh god, it absolutely shredded me. Right there. Bumping the mic there. Actually, it wasn't the mic, it was the pop filter. But either way, apologies. I'll pop another heal. Not gonna get the 30 before I take at least 1 point down. Oh. Didn't want to say call it, but ouch. Let's head north and then west. Oh, not staying there. Oh, I want to go over there. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Relatively safe area. Relatively. Double check something, so I'm going to look away from the game and not die, hopefully. Blasphemy. What the hell does a blasphemy even do? That's your big reward for clearing. Oop, I'm now idle. Oh, okay, I got a freaking emerald. Nice. Get back to doing that so I can read about the blast mine. Oh, whoa, what? Oh, I see. Yeah, you to bake dynamite, right? Interesting. I will have to go into new blast mine at least once, but not something I'm particularly hyped about. I guess there's 330 dynamite used an hour at level 70, 50,000 experience, 310 coins per hour. Well, 310,000 coins in terms of ores, I guess. I don't think you actually have to. You're locked in for any time. It's just you go in there, you do it, and you're done. But yeah, I guess it's not bad. Some fire making experience too, apparently. Alright, well, I'll keep that in mind. $34%. Oh, I'm gonna take another bite here just to be safe. Yeah, I don't know. Thinking about it. Last mine's not that exciting, but something I'll do later on, probably for fun. I'll do it on stream once. You know, I have. By the time I get done with Winter Toe, I'm sure I'm gonna have at least like probably 100 or so, right? I think. There you go. Get to a safer spot. Probably around 100 or so dynamite, so I'll be able to do at least a half hour, which is or 15-20 minutes. That sounds about right. Can have some fun with the mine. I don't know, the mother load's just so good. Oh god. Hey, excuse me. Excuse me. I did click. I'm freaking dying. I can't get anywhere. That was good. That was great. But oh, and of course Tula. There's the kicker. Did not mean to kill that spider, but sure. Got in my way. Still doing okay hit points wise, but I don't want to go through too much of that, because there may be a quest or two I gotta do that involves at least a little bit of combat. Maybe. Only the Path of Exile waited like another week before I got the League. I would have a lot more time to finish up that Wintertote grind. As is, I'm going to be devoting probably half and half to Wintertote and then grinding up the characters. Oh, God, you convinced me I'm moving. It's a safer area. Sure, something's about to crash right around that spot I was standing. Look. We got right there. At least 2 or 3 points of damage. Pretty fast, yeah. What else keeping track? 44 or 43.4 is our next marker. For the 1/3 or 2/3 mark. Eating the cake like I planned. That's fine. Oh, that's not good. Okay, that's bad. That's actually terrible. Run. Whoa. Holy shit. That was something. That was a perfect storm where everything went wrong and I just didn't move very smartly. Kept trying to move around to a safe spot and then they all kind of converged on my safe spot and turns out that wasn't very safe. You know what? Fine. We're gonna leave this one absolutely wide open. I'll go this one. Here comes the defense force. Too late. Now they're all converged. Yeah, I don't see this trap. We're going this way. Okay, 27 HP. We're good. I'm gonna go up here just to... Oh, you cake. Now we're in a safe spot again. You can see though, you can't let your guard down in this game, otherwise you will die really quickly. Because I was getting double teamed over there and then moved and I got hit and then I got double teamed a second time within like 5 seconds. So my health was dropping really quick. Sure. Oh, okay, fine. I'll do this. That didn't last all very freaking long. Sure, I'll move. Saw that coming. It'd be nice to get to 40% before I have to back, but something tells me with how things have been going this last 5 minutes, that's not going to happen. But it would be nice. When we're done, I'll have another level in mining and probably halfway to 58, I'm guessing, give or take. Which is what it is, I don't really care. Mining isn't going to do a dang thing for me, so. I think eventually I'll be able to mine adamantite. Woohoo! What's that going to do? You know, 61 means I can use a dragon pickaxe. which I will have to farm up after doing a bunch of hard quests, so there's no real rush. Well, I don't know if it's hard. I've actually never done the dwarf series of quests. I really need to. It just for some reason it's just like, maybe this time for sure I'll do it. Like basically order of operations. I unlock the dwarven area for the blast furnace. I do the blast furnace. I move on to greener pastures. Okay. That was a good run. That was a really good run. Oh, come now. It doesn't take that long to get a thing. 37.7, so yeah, we're not going to be able to get to 44 back, and I don't think. $38, it's not bad. Gonna make a joke, am I gonna make it to 30 health before I get hit? And it's like, saw that guy come, like, nope, he's coming for you, Fuya. Oh, yeah. Works. This works. No complaints here. Take it away. How did I not take damage from that? I really don't like this spot. There you go. Again, one of the better spots. It's just they do come through here, but it's pretty rare. Usually they like to hover around the outsides or cut through here and take 1 point of damage or something. But you know, there's always a time where there's like, you know, screw you. Yeah. Very nice already. Nice. 43.4, next milestone. It's probably been about for past the halfway point. I think it said it's going to be like 1,500 or so. Get to... Did I already finish the thing? I did. Somewhere around 1,500 for halfway point, 3,000 some for the end goal. For the sulfur to mine, you know, on average. Making progress. I guess we will be able to make it before we go back unless something terrible happens. Cue the jinx now. Yeah, last 2.5% went really quick. Compared to, oh god, I'm dying. That's fine. I'll take a few hits just to get to a safer area. Huh, not bad though. I will definitely take this in terms of results. It would be really nice to raise my crafting up. I don't know how I'm going to do it though, because you're supposed to use super glass make for the ideal situation, or make a whole bunch of them with those, whole bunch of silver. You know, actually I know what I'm going to do. I do know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be making gold bracelets. Problem is, what am I going to do? Oh, ow, please don't do that again. Never mind. I have a cake. 40.4, nice. I know what I'm going to do, because I'm going to be doing gold bracelets, because I'm going to be doing the, trying to say, blast furnace. Once I can, of course. I'll do blast furnace with the goldsmith gloves and the ice gloves, which will make it so I can get, like, again, 200 some thousand or whatever, 300 some thousand for a session at the blast furnace, which will skyrocket my smithing, and then I can spend time making gold bracelets, which will give me a good chunk of crafting experience. Really good combination for me. However, we do have issues, because getting that many gold ores is going to cost a lot of money. Or I have to do a whole crap ton of the, I'm trying to say, a whole crap ton of, oh, I'm taking damage. Hold that thought. Load mine, there we go. God, would you stop hurting me? You know what, this is a good time as any of the back. I'm getting blocked off by all my pathways I'm trying to take. Yeah, the Overload Mine is giving me a good chunk of. Oop. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Draw 14. That's neat. Ideal, but neat. I just get to go ahead and reorganize. Deposit. You know, fine, that's fine. At this point, I'm going to play around my inventory forever. But, actually, hold on. I want to check. I want to check how many I have. I know, I'm sorry. Back and forth, back and forth. Ore-wise, I have 218 gold and 598 coal, so that coal is good, looking pretty good, actually, because you need, like, about 2.5k to 3k iron, ore, and coal, so I only spent, like, an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the Overload Mine, so we're doing good progress with that. But, by the time I get in with the grinding a few more levels there, I'll probably only have like 500-600, so gold ores are very expensive to buy, so I'll be, if not losing money, I'll definitely be, not ideal. I think it's like 200 to 300 gold ore, depending on how much you're buying at a time. So, and that's providing I can provide inventory of it, which may or may not happen, but that is a lot of ore. They need like 500-600 or 5,000-6,000. Oh, too bad. I don't know if I like that spot. I was thinking mental math, so gold bracelets are worth like 380 or so, or 330 or something to sell, so you can make money off it. But remember, you have that 75,000 fee, so it's tough. So we'll say that you make a 10 gold profit, just for sake of argument. I know it's not necessarily true for all the ores, but they make like a 10 gold profit. Oh god, I'm dying. Oh, okay, I guess it worked. Sure. But 10 gold profit per, so 10 gold, ignoring the 75,000 plus whatever the payment is. We'll say 100,000, but the 10 times 10 would be 100. 10 times 100 would be 1,000. 10 times 1,000 would be 10,000. Math checks out, right? So if you're only 10 guild profit per, then you wouldn't be able to make back the 75k, so you would be losing money. Now, if it's 20 gold or more, then you're fine. But keep in mind that you have, or you buy jumps the cost up, and every gold bracelet you sell bumps the cost or profit down. If you're selling them to the thief shop or whatever. Now, if you're not selling them to the Thieves Guild shop and you're just, you know, doing whatever, then not as much profit to be had. You're trying to alch them. Then you're paying, it figures like 180 per nature room for that. So if you're selling them, you can make some profit on it, maybe. You're gonna have to do a lot of world hopping to sell 6,000 some gold bracelets as well. But in general, though, to make money back, it might be worth doing. Also, by the way, I haven't checked them out. 42.8, nice. Okay, that's not nice. Please stop hurting me. Yeah. Customers. God. One time I want to actually check out something. Leave me alone, game. Okay, now am I safe for 5 seconds? Hold that thought. Yeah, because gold ores base at 225. Oop, I might now. Shoot. Thank you, RuneScape. I appreciate you alerting me. Oh god, I'm dying. I'm really not safe here. Really not safe here. I'm fine being at 28. That's fine. So after my thoughts, so 228 per gold ore, 225, and whatever. Then first turn into a gold bar. Gold bars themselves are valued at 180 for selling, so obviously that's not going to fly. Can I get to a safer area? I'll go right here. As soon as that cloud goes away, I'll try and sneak outside. Good. Okay, now I have a chance to do this. So, gold bracelet. Alch value is 330. So if you were buying them and alching them, you would not make money on it. Now, if you're selling them, 330 for that value. So figure maybe you need a 300 on average. So it's not ideal, but it can work. This has been Theory Crafting Money with Fuya. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Point being, it is possible to make a profit, though. It's going to involve a lot of world hopping to sell those, but I think it'll be worth. The thing is, though, you gotta make sure you don't buy more than like an inventory's worth of gold, or you're gonna go bankrupt. You want to at least maintain that 20 to 30 gold per profit margin. Now, if you bought every single one at that 220 price, then you would easily make, you know, but that ain't gonna happen. I haven't checked it out. Might be close to that 2/3. Nope, 43.4. Actually, wait. This is exactly the 2/3 margin. Ah! Nice. So 2/3 done, 66.66666667%. We are. But if that's the case, yeah, we probably got another 30, 45 left. Oh well. Is what it is. If it ends up going too late, I might save recipe for disaster sus for another time. Right there, yep. Because recipe for disaster and whatnot, those will take probably 30 minutes to an hour, and I really do want to make sure I get whatever it is, the Tears of Guthix done. You only do it once a week, so if I wait another week, I'm not going to get bonus for experience. I don't know. Please stop hurting me. You know what? Eat 2 cake. This is definitely not safe to stand here. And there they came, yep. Doesn't mean it's safe to stand here either, but at least safer. Sure. Obviously, it's not safe to be in that area right now, so I'll just go like water. Maybe. Okay, so level up coming soon, TM. %21 away. It was good to see that, though. We are making progress, even if it is a slog. But it had to be done at some point, so I thought about doing it off screen, but I'm like, you know what? We did Hosidius on screen. We're doing this one on screen. These are the 2 longest ones to get done, and the best ones to get done right off the bat. Port Perscarius is kind of, it's okay to do, but it's quick, actually. It's relatively quick, but not that exciting. And, you know, the rewards are like, oh, you can catch anglerfish. And, like, granted, they are very good for later game healing when you have high base hit points, because it basically, the higher the base HP you have, the more it'll heal you, and it can overheal. So it's really, really good for that. But they don't have any use for me right now, and I don't have the fishing to catch them. And oop. Also, hooray for 25 or 45 for 20 away. Oh, and I guess that's a clear of that. Good. Yeah, I kind of have a feeling I was going to get whaled on. We're backing that one off. I saw death coming, and sure enough, I'll just go up here with the usual area, or try to at least. Maybe I should have just backed and recovered some, kick some inventory. Yeah, if I see something coming, I'm gonna go to my usual area, but right now, right there. You moved quicker than I thought. Bingo, 57. I actually don't even know what you need for the different quests, like Giant Dwarf and whatnot. I imagine you need higher smithing and pickaxe skills, mining skills, but probably nothing too important for a while yet. Yeah, so let's talk about stretch goals here for what we're looking at. So, needs to be nice. Did not mean to eat that one, but sure, why not? Oh, let's make it easy. But like I mentioned, probably grinding beneath nice mountain for, you know, once we're ready to do combat stuff for the, I guess the Bear Knight Mace or whatever it's called, and the hammer. The hammer would be fantastic. Not for fighting, but just for having a wieldable hammer. Could save so much inventory. There's that. Magic-wise, we are right where we need to be. You know, eventually I will want to do the Abyss quest just to unlock that. And for a couple other things, because it's a quest that so many other quests rely on, so... Oh, crap. But, magic-wise, no, we're gonna have a really easy magic grind, though. That might be the first and easiest thing to grind out, because we have so many runes right now. It's kind of insane. You know, I can happily spam Firebolt all day long. Or at least for an hour and a half or two. How many runes I have. Eventually I'll have to start buying or crafting, but not at that point quite yet. In terms... Take my hand off the mouse in this area. Well. Oh, okay, whatever. But in terms of that, I'm usually going to be able to get to 30 or 40 without issue. Now, I'm not going to be able to get to High Alchemy yet. I would love to, but 55 is a ways away. But as soon as I start wanting to do a magic grind, point is, I will be set for a while. Oh, no, 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 no. Pathing. What are you doing, pathing? Let's see, what else? Ranged. Apparently, I've never really used it. Oh, okay, we're good. But the Dorgashun bone crossbow is apparently really, really good for what it does. Guess it's really, really good for range, even up until mid to late game, just because of how cheap and easy it is and how hard it hits for its class. Eventually you'll outclass it, but apparently that's the way to go, so we might be doing some ham later on. Not right away, but next few weeks perhaps. Yeah. Resume. Yeah, those would be our two, probably my first two real quests once I decide, screw it, we're going to start leveling up HP stuffs. Trying to think if there's any way I can pull off a early Tanglefoot. I don't think there is. It just, I remember it hits pretty hard. And maybe if I raise my farming up to 30 or so, I can deal enough damage to counteract it. But I don't want to risk anything too much there. And of course, I don't have very good gear yet for melee, so when I do go in there, it'll be like, well, what am I wearing? Pure steel? Is that going to get me through? Maybe? I may end up having to stop by the Champions Guild, not to do the quest or anything, but just so I can actually go get decent armor. Because I think they sell a few low pieces of gear. But we'll see. I don't know. I have the stuff for Mithril, so if I can't work my craft or my... Oh, okay, hold on, I'm dying. Hold that thought. Ouch. But I could raise my smithing and try and get to the point where I can make Mithril. No, there's no way. It's gonna take like 60 to 7. No, probably 67 or so. I wonder how much it is. Probably 67 or so if I had to take a random wild stab at it. Well, let's go back and orient ourselves. Definitely not just because I'm curious. 47.8, solid. So steel, we want to get to 48 for that, but... Okay, 68, yeah. And then, of course, adamantite and rune are just not going to happen, so... Now, if I did do the, for sake of argument, I think we just do 10, we're fine. There we go, good enough. If I did do 10, hold on that thought. I'm actually going to step aside and go use the restroom, I think. Seems like a good break point, so give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back, and we're faced with a filed right in front of our destination, but there we go. So I was thinking, it might actually not be a terrible idea at some point to start the Dragon Slayer quest, if only to get the shield, but because that's really good for protection with either ranged or magic. Okay, would you stop that? Ow, 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 ow. But also thinking, oh, that's not good. Also just kind of thinking in general though, can't safe spot the demon at the end, so there's no way we could do that. But I'm sure we could beat the demon even with health. Elvarg itself would be too tough to beat though, I think, without prayer. I could easily get the Dorgashin crossbow and try and use it against him, and might actually go pretty well. But he'll just keep shooting with long range magic otherwise, and that can hurt. I don't think I could beat him with the stats I have, even if I raise magic up to next tier. But I think ranged is the way to go. Or, you know, buying armor and then taking them out. I think I could easily do it if I get the Baronite. Oh, okay, well, that would be bad. Oh god. There we go. But I think definitely Beneath Ice Mountain and the Dorgashin quest, at least the first one, so I can get access to the bone crossbow. I think those are my two big win conditions, and then at that point maybe starting up Slayer and doing a little bit of grinding with simultaneously. We'll have to see, but a lot of different quests that's going to require my combat level to skyrocket, so anything I can do to help facilitate that at that point. Actually, good movement. I might be pretty safe right there for right now. wasn't safe anyway. It would have been. Sure. 50 yet? 49.4. Okay, we're getting there. And trying to think if there's anything obvious. Otherwise, I'm missing. I'm just not thinking of anything. So I would like to do Anna's quests at some point relatively soon. For the accumulator. I know I don't have a high enough range to get the good one, but even the base one helps out with saving stuff. That might be on my list after getting Dorgashun. Mithril Axe, I could always buy if I need to by that point. Because again, I'm fully expecting to be 60 range by the time I get done with Winter Tote. I'll be amazed if I'm not. I mean, if I'm not, I can always just grind it myself, but take 4 hours or so probably, if I was like 58 or 59. A lot of maple chopping, but maples are always useful, so no complaints here. Oop, now I'm full. We still lose 1 HP there. Not from the cake, but from the automatic healing. There's something to whack me pretty quickly. Decent point. I'll just go over here. I'm calling harassment. This is nonsense. That cloud just wants to toy with me. That area would have been deep trouble, and I would have had to keep spinning around and getting caught by things, so blowing up here is good. Also, we're definitely above 50% now. That is a good sign. We are cruising along. I'm trying to think if there's any other obvious quests I want to do, but I feel like I'm right where I want to be with everything. Eventually I will want to do, you know, whatever that one is, Barbarian Quest. Become a member of the Fremennik. And keep grinding a series out and hopefully go over to Miscellanea without too much delay. But even then, even when I can do that, I don't have a way to make money yet, so it's not worth doing. Because the thing about Miscellanea is you want to have at least like 500,000 coins to dump in there, I think, and then spend 75,000 a day. And that gets you a whole bunch of resources, but the odds of me being able to pull off that kind of money or beat the quest is probably pretty low at this point. Nice. Again, we're just not quite high enough level yet for our grind, but we're getting there. Guys, leveling all these secondary skills is very important because we're going to need to have, I think, like smithing 70, and we're going to need to have like, you know, crafting 70, and I'm not sure if mining 70, but that'll be, if my smithing is 70, my mining almost certainly will be by that point. But we're going to need to have pretty much everything on the board be 70 for the elf quests, so. Or if not for the elf quest, you know, for the Darkmire, or if not for Darkmire, for, you know, on a desert quest or something. I mean, everything, of course, pretty high stats later on. Herblore being the one that's going to be a PETA again, but what can you do? Good news is, A lot of these are going to be coming up naturally by themselves just through things I'm doing. I'm not too worried. One sucky part is I need 59 magic for Family Crest, which is what I need for the gold gloves. Yeah, cooking gloves would be good as well, but I ain't that worried. I'm gonna be paying $1 million or whatever for the honor of using them, or for getting the cooking gloves as well. But gold gloves are the big win condition off of that quest, but you cannot get them until you are 59 magic, because you need to be able to cast Fire Blast, which is technically need to cast all 4 blast spells. But okay, got what the frick? You know, just retreat. Live and oh, I don't want to do that. Wrong time to run out. Oh. Oh, good news. Hey, now I've gone through those cakes. More inventory. 52.3, we're making it. But otherwise, I would definitely try and rush Family Crest, because that's just so good. I would like to point out, you don't necessarily need to have the ice gloves for Blast Furnace. But if you don't, you're not going to be able to do it for profitably. Probably. I mean, you either have to have like 300 buckets of water in the inventory and just keep cycling them out, which adds clicks, or it just is not worth. Just straight up not worth. But the Ice Queen you're not going to be able to beat without having prayer, so one step at a time. Prayer melee protection. That's what our goal is. Protect from melee, I should say. Oh, hi, all the things at once. You behave. I'm trying to think if there's anything over in Darkmire besides the Vulture that I really care about, and the answer is no. I mean, you could do the Port Precarious, or Ectoplasm, or whatever it's called. You could do a few other runs over there, like Future of Finkelstein for the Ring of Chaos. Eventually we'll want to do that, but just the more I think about the mortar, there's not really much for me to do. I mean, obviously the Darkmire quest line is pretty good. Useful? No, but good. At least not useful until you can get the vampire gear. And even then, when you get the vampire gear, it's like, is it worth it? No. And if I can't crush it to the end, it's probably not worth putting too much effort into that side of things. So, Nature Spirit, obviously, I do want to do. I guess that would be the one I really need to prioritize once I can. And this is being once I can. T4.2 for crushing. Yeah, and then apart from that, you got the Ogre quests, which there's no point in doing those for a while. Ow, ow, ow. That hurting me. I don't think there's too many other quests I would really feel like I need to jump on right off the bat. Heroes Quest is a good one, because you get so many different boosts from it. But at the same time, it's not that lucrative. And Legends Quest is great, but you're going to need protection anyway. So, they're both going to be left behind having protection from melee. At least I got the fishing for Ghost Quest once I'm at that point, so that's good. It would have been a nightmare not to have the 53 for the EO and have to farm it like I have in previous playthroughs. But just not really thinking of anything that's super necessary for Legends. You actually need to have... Might have to have Dragon Slayer. Oh. Sure. Really don't like this one, but I'll do it. I'm dancing. Problem is, you do well and then you mess up on the third or fourth and you have to get 4 in a row again, and it's just like, ugh. Whereas you should just be able to do like 3 and you're out. Okay, this is glass box. This is box. Box. I always get those messed up. Lean, okay. 3 out of 4. Give me an easy one for the 4th. So at this point, I think I got them all memorized. It's just sometimes when you're doing it on the phone or something, and you're like, look away for a second, and then he did his thing. You don't know what he did. That is glass wall. He's testing my glass abilities today. We did it. We did it. God. Welcome back to reality, baby. Take some clouds to the face. I guess it wasn't like right when it came out, just a few seconds after. It's like, surprise! It'd be nice to get to about 57, 58 before I have to back, because that would mean I should be able to get to the rest without issue. You know what? I will heal quick. Do not trust the game at being at 51 or 21. At this point, we're well beyond even 75% of the way. Maybe actually above. Yeah, I think we're above 4/5 of the way as well. So, nice. Good. Oh, I don't trust that spot at all. These guys are coming up from the south and they're just gonna absolutely nail on me. I will say, after spending the majority of the day yesterday after being done with RuneScape working on leveling up my Herald of Agony character, I'm gonna be really glad, on Path of Exile of course, it's gonna be really good to get back to doing a little bit of writing. Even if I only get 2,000 or 3,000 today, it'll be a good feeling. I feel like I had to skip yesterday, but didn't want to necessarily, so. Well, let me look up Tears of Gothics while I'm sitting here, make sure I know everything I'm doing. So, in Tears of Gothics, we need a lantern. How do I make a lantern? Oh crap, I need 49 smithing, don't I? Is there a way I can get that elsewhere, maybe? Kappa? Oh, I can buy Darkmire. Or Dorgashkan. Well then. Those Tears of Gothics. is smithing lot. That is unfortunate. I had no way around that. I have literally no way around that. Yeah, there's... Please stop. Oh, God. No, we're just gonna die. We're just gonna die, yes. That's what I meant to say. After I go through another cake or two, I'm gonna back, and I'm alright at 57, so I'm within 8% of my goal. Oh, another round of cakes will get me there, I'm sure. Thinking that's not good. I underestimated how much it would take to make a bullseye lantern. Why do you need 48 plus boost even? Oh. Huh. No, I'm mouse back right now. Okay, so thinking, what do I want to do with that information? What can I do with that information? That'll be more than enough. Man, this night on smooth today, I swear. I have a plan. Plan's screwed over by something. Make another plan. That plan's screwed over. I mean, it is what it is, but still. I would prefer not to die to that. Yeah, I should eat a little cake. There we go. Ugh. Glad I didn't just go back to that spot until we got killed on again. I know, 29 HP is always risky, but I'm going to take at least 1 point of damage here, so ain't no biggie. I always want to let my automatic recovery keep going if I can. Worst thing to do would be allowed to go to 30 and then waste effective free HP you're gaining. That's why I never want to go to 30 if I can help it. But here that's rarely a concern. I get nailed again. Yeah, okay. No matter what I'm thinking about, there is literally no way I can get around that requirement for smithing. So, that might mean a couple months before I can do tiers. That's daunting. Not a big deal, but dang. Okay, well. Who wants to do tiers anyway? Who needs tiers? I need to have 48 to be able to make tiers work. Because I could boost to make it then. And I could do Death to the Dorgashun, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to want Protection Prayer for one of those quests in there. If I even have the abilities or stats to do those. I do not know. Death to the Dorgashun. Lost Tribe. Oh, I guess it's actually not as bad as I thought. Could pull it off. I went and bought one. Maybe. That's a long way to go just for that, but I could. Don't want to. I could. Ow, ow, ow. Excuse me. Okay, well, I will keep that in mind because I do want to get the crossbow, so that might actually be not as far off as I think. If I can just buy one, screw it, I'll buy one. Is oh wait, Sins of the Father must be complete. Oh wait, that's Darkmire. Dummy. On. I am full. And back to looking. That can only be accessed after completing Death to the Dorgashun. Right. That requires, if not complete, oh no. Lanterns are recommended, but wait. Need to have the thing? Ow, 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 I'm paying attention, I swear. Yeah, come and tag me for your fun, that's fine, whatever. Oh. Okay, so if not completed... Oh no, so I do need to have... Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I do need to have it. Ah! Oh, crap. So you do need to have a Lit Sapphire, or Lit Lantern. There's no way for me to buy that anywhere. Nope. Okay, well, fair enough. Then I am faced with no choice but to grind my smithing up. So be it what it is, I will deal. Actually, might need that to get the crossbow too. Let me check that. Dorgashun crossbow. Okay, you can get it in the mine, so I don't need it. Good. That is the first good news I've heard all day, surprisingly. Where am I at? Probably up 60-ish? 61. Ooh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Not too much longer, friends. The grind is almost done. Now then. So, 60... Yeah, there's no way I can get to that mining. I mean, I could if I just sat there grinding out smithing bars or something, but I'm just going to have to bite it and wait till I get to combat to be able to fight the queen. Which, you know, isn't a big deal. Just means I'll be waiting for a good 3 to 4 weeks. Probably 1 to 2 weeks to be able to beat, what's his name? Wintertope to get to 98 and a half. And then after that, I'll probably be able to grind it out fairly quick. Except for the prayer. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I don't have the stats to be able to fight dragons, not to mention lack of shield, though I can get the shield easy enough. But I don't have... I mean, I could safe spot enemies probably for the big bones. That could work. Would that be faster than training up be cows to get to 59 magic or something? I don't know. Decisions. We have to think about that one. Grab my hand on controller. There's a whole bunch, controller with the mouse. Whole bunch of guys right there. It is amusing though how many things right now are blocked by my smithing or lack thereof. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna get damage from that too, I thought. God. Would you stop? I got 25. Theoretically, we're okay for a second. Theoretically. Don't be a bully. I should have enough to get to 65, but depending on how much I get crunched, I may not. I like being at 25. You. Oh, there, now I'm at 24. Thank you. Just in case I get crunched on again. Put up to 28. You are an absolute jerk. On. Now I get to deal with this death trap. Here, men. Oh, I really don't want to put myself right in there. That was my fault. I've had bad movement. Good, okay. And that's why I wanted to move, because I wasn't trusting them at all. 62.6. I'm doing okay. If I can sit here for a little bit without taking too much damage, I should be able to get there, no problems. 65 is our goal, remember. Almost there, almost there. Or 200 or so, not even. Oop, got one off, but that's a jerk move. Oh, no, no, down. Now it took my input. Get there. Rebel. No, be the change you want to see. Drop all these off for a sec. There we go. Yeah, I have enough to make it. It's just, dang, I'm taking a lot of damage from it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Well, if I can't do tiers like I was planning, maybe maybe another cook's quest is back on the menu. Me do. Good. Right there. Not a sulfur. There's 64. We need 1% more. Only 1% more. God's gonna be kind. They're gonna know exactly what's coming up here. Like, oh, here we go. Get him. Looks I knew I was ready for it. I should be relatively safe. I don't know if I'll be able to get to 70 or 65 in this area though. Oh, you jerk. But here's hope. There's 64.4. Nice big drink of water here. Oh wow, they're ready to pinch me there. I was about to move there. I was like, wait a minute. Death comes. Nope, 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 not sitting there. Yeah, a little over half, not bad. I guess 6 or another halfway up, but I'll take being wrong and being a little bit more. Nine. We should flash, we're done. Watch for the flash. Boom. Boom, we're done. Woohoo! Okay. I think they said the only thing I need is a tinderbox. So, not that I particularly need tinderboxes anymore, but I'll take one. Cool. Oh, hold on, no. Take this stupid mask off my face. We are done here. Now, where is my quest at? Taken? No, I don't think that's what it is. Oh, for taking tower, right. Yes. Ah, wonderful. 65%. We're going to grind it out here. You don't scare me anymore. I've been through hell. Lady Vulcan, Lovakengj. And he says it's of the greatest urgency. Greatest urgency? I don't like urgency. This is quite simply not on. Hiya. Who is this human, Counselor Unkar? What are they doing here? This is Prime Fuya. They've been helping out in Lovakengj recently. Well, I've never heard of them. What do they want? What do you want, human? I'm looking for a quest. They're looking for a quest. A quest, but we don't have any of those lying around. Well, hang on. Maybe they could help us with this urgent matter. What urgent matter? One we were just discussing. One with the Doors of Din. Ah yes, the urgent matter with the Doors of Din. Very clever, Counselor Unkar. You put the human to work. I need a sherry. Jorah! Jorah, bring me a sherry. Yes, Lady Lovakengj. Human, we have a job for you. Great, what do you need? Boop. One of the finest smiths in Lovakengj, Undor, has been investigating issues with the Doors of Din. We've just received word that he has found the problem. However, he has requested we send assistance. Could you go to him and see what help he needs? You'll find him right outside the Doors of Din, north of Arceus. Sure, why not? Now, where is we could either walk there or we can teleport. Or I can watch as the doors are closed. I can't go anywhere. It's all my clicks can do nothing. Lizardman corpse. Slain during a battle with the Shazian army. Oh, that's right. The bats are after me too. Everything's after Fuya. Okay. So we need. I might see my games necklace. Put it somewhere? Alright, put it right here. Rub-a-dub-dub. The Winter Tote Camp, because, well, why not? Hello. Well, hello there, lass. I've been sent to help you. I just need to finish this little job. I'll be with you in a minute. While you're waiting, why not talk to that fiery lass? She'll fill you in the situation here. Igneous? Ignecia? I talked to her. Do you have something for me? Nope, sorry. I already talked to him, so. Actually, hold on. Am I going to have to go back here? I will, actually. So, I should not have put that away. I'm a dummy. It's not like it's that heavy, so. Might as well just hold on to it. Hello. Well, hello there, lass. I've been sent to help you. I did! Oh, I see. Exchanges I'll talk to you. Welcome, sister. Are we related? We are related, sister, for we are children of the flame. Okay. So what is this place? You stand before the doors of Din. Behind them lies the prison of the Winter Toad. What's a Winter Toad? We do not know what it is. All we know is that it threatens to snuff out every flame in this land and plunge the world into eternal darkness. Dear, we should probably do something about that. That's why we are here, sister. Ever since the Winter Toad was imprisoned, members of the Order of the Sacred Flame, or pyromancers as we're often known, have stood vigil over this place. But alas, despite our best efforts, the Winter Toad is growing in power once again. Well, that's just not good. Anything I can do to help? Our Order searches tirelessly for a way to defeat the Winter Toad. Until we discover it, the Winter Toad must be held at bay. Pass through the doors of Den to the prison within. You'll find the finest of our Order channeling the power of the Sacred Flame to the Winter Toad. Help them keep the holy fires lit so that they can keep the Winter Toad subdued. How can I do that? You'll find the roots of the great Bruma tree if it crept into the prison. Chop the roots and use them to keep the Sacred Flame alive. Anything else? You can use the herbs of the Bruma tree to make rejuvenation potions. Give these to any of our Order who fall to the cold of the Winter Toad before they succumb to the darkness. What else? Nope, I'm good. Well, there, lass. I've been sent to help you. Have you now, lass? I was wondering when they'd send someone. Oh, here I am. What do you need? Y'all kept saying that the doors were falling, and I keep telling them that was rubbish. Did they listen? Of course they didn't. The doors aren't failing? Of course not. They're made by Din himself, the finest smith this world has ever seen. This work doesn't just fail. But the doors aren't failing. What's the issue? Sabotage. Sabotage? That doesn't sound good. You're right with that one, lass. Someone or something has made a small hole in the doors. It's not much, but it's enough for the Winter Toad to be able to draw some power into the prison. Probably why them fiery lot have had so much trouble recently. So, what do we do? Repair the damage, of course, lass. Now I should be able to fix the issue, no problem. The thing I'm missing is the right tools. That's where you come in. What tools do you need? I require a hammer. A hammer? Are you seriously telling me you don't own a hammer? What does it look like? It's true. What does it look like I'm holding a spoon? That's a great insult. I don't just need any hammer. I need the legendary hammer used by Din himself. The only tool capable of working this metal. Oh, that's great. I see. So where do I find this hammer? Back in his prime, Din built a great tower, also known as Din's Redoubt. That's where he created all his fires and vengeance. Oh, God. Oh, sorry. After Din died, some Ponzi mages thought they'd go and defile his tower. The place has been off limits ever since. Now, I don't know for sure, but I reckon that Din's hammer might still be there. Well, there's only one way to find out. Where do I find this tower? The Forsaken Tower, as it's now known, can be found west of Lovakengj. Great, I'll be back once I found that hammer. What do you think I'm holding, you spoon? That's a great insult. Oh, that's great. Oh, yes. Like I said. To there. There's no way to get there quickly. Fortunately, we don't unlock the fast travel until after we get all this done. Alas. Feels good to see that 65% though. Grinded it out. Took about 2¼ hours, give or take, but we did it. Maybe 2½, depending on how you squint. Hey, no, follow the road. Follow the road. Off tracking it does not sound fun. Fortunately, there is no fast way. We just have to hook up. But finally face your troubles. That has to be intentional. That absolutely has to be intentional. Rare type of rose. Alright, path diverges. Which way? Go the soft way. Not really a good path to go, but that's... Go check what doesn't... Oh, excuse me, I said keep going. Can I go? Unfortunately, run energy being what it is, even 4 out of 6 pieces is going to get me there. Even 6 pieces wouldn't be able to get me there. Hell, even full agility probably would not be able to get me there. It's a long walk. Fun. Actually, over it works. They both leave the same. Alright. Now, this is a hell of a quest, so we're going to have to get ready for a fun time. Could do with gaining a few pounds, but by golly, he's pretty strong. If you stay over there, I would be appreciative, though. Don't come by me. Rugged terrain again. Hold on. Wrong way! Ooh, yeah, you goofball. Too early. I don't even know where I don't even know what this thing is, but it doesn't lead anywhere. I also don't know what this thing is. Huh. Might be useful for something, for a quest or something later. Alright, we are almost there. The tower, built along the coast, on a little small peninsula. Door. Closed. And that looks like it's a hammer to me. Fancy. Symbols on it. Worthiness is hard to find. However, the one who restores my great tower to its former glory will be worthy of my legendary hammer. So, we're going to search the cupboard for 5 and an 8-gallon jug. Take both. Fill the 5-gallon jug on the coolant dispenser. Yes. Use that on that. Yes. Fill the 5-gallon jug again. Yes. Use it again. Yes. Pack it. And empty it. Use the remainder on there. Then you gotta fill this again. Use it again to get 7. Just kidding. Want 7. Gallons on the furnace coolant. Four gallons. And only 4 gallons. Light furnace, which is why I needed a tinderbox. Right now I get to go down below. Oh, and the coolant containers apparently gone. They disintegrated. Great, with something in it. Generator crank. This grid? Oh yeah, we're gonna have all the fun. Start the generator. Misalign power grid. Aligned. So we get to align it. Here we go. Oh no, we got. Ding. Cross over. No, not even close. We did align the power grid. Now I get to go up to the next floor. Oh, there's more. There's more. Just imagine if you're trying to do this, like, without a guide. It would be absolutely nuts. Well, chemical refinery seems to be in working order. Yeah, let's activate it. Or now detected refinery must be cleansed. Doesn't say to cleanse it, so we got which covered. Freedom. Cleansing fluid is directly left to the sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide next to hydrogen. Yeah, I'm just gonna take fluid one. Yes, por favor. Yes, por favor. Logic puzzles are fun, but not my cup of tea. Not generally. The power grid one would have been fun to do without. Take level 1 disc. Balance this one. And then do this one again. Take a disc off of there. Put this thing there. Put a thing on there. Put a thing here. Go over to here. Do this here. Put it here. Do that. Do that. My goodness. Yes, this is one of those little ring puzzles. Why do you ask? Put it onto here, level 4 disc. Boom. Then we have to go over here. Level 1 disc onto here. Do that. Put over onto here. Then you get to rebalance this. Put it onto here. Put you onto here. We're trying to get 1, 2, 3, 4. Put you over onto here. Put you onto here. Put you here. There's level 2, level 1. And done. Now are we done? Maybe. In fact, yes, actually we are. And I could walk it. F that nonsense. Very good for hitting things. I can't use it. Hello there, lass. Let's talk about my quest. Have you got Din's hammer yet, lass? I have. Well, hand it over then. Look at it, such a work of art. Din never fails to impress. Now that I have this, it shouldn't take me long to fix the doors. Does that mean the winter tote won't be a threat anymore? That should be the case for the long run. I suspect it'll take a long time, though. The doors were damaged for a while, and the winter tote will have gained a lot of power. I reckon that the magic lot will have to do their fairy tricks for a bit longer before everything's back to normal. Anyway, I'll get back to fixing the doors. You should head back to Lovakengj and let her know if the problem has been solved. Will do, Mr. Dwarf, will do. Bet you we'll need that sack of cash. And now for another long run. Followed by another long run. And did you guess it? Another long. We're going to be hoofing it for a while here. So, we're going to be heading over to Lovakengj, turn the quest, talk to Miriam now that we have 75%. Do the thing to get the things. I think you have to wait until after the pair off, so we'll be running all the way across. The good news is this will give us access to everywhere on the kingdom. Oh. Especially one near Port Piscaris is great for getting off the boat. Well, I might end up calling it after we finish up the minecarts, though. Maybe I'll do a birdhouse run or something and then call it. But the bats. Oh, I can talk to the bats. What am I doing? I'm gonna go through here. Scary though, yo. Now I'm actually going to have to backtrack over to here to talk to Miriam, I think. But that's okay. Up. The human seems a bit lost, Counselor. Could you help them, please? I've done what you asked. Oh, what did I ask? We asked them to go and see what help Undor needed at the doors of Din. That we did, Counselor, quite right. And what was it that Undor needed? Undor had found some damage caused to the doors of Din. He suspected someone had sabotaged them. He asked me to fetch him Din's hammer so he could fix the doors. And? I found the hammer and gave it to Undor. He should be fixing the doors as we speak. Well, this is excellent news. With the doors fixed, the Winter poses a far smaller threat to Kourend. Well done. Yes, yes, wonderful stuff. I think I'll have a sherry to celebrate. Jara, bring me a sherry. Yes, Lady Lovakengj. Sir, why is the human still here? I think they want a reward, Lady Lovakengj. A reward? Yes, Lady Lovakengj. Oh. Well, here you go. Have this then. Sure. Take monies. Oh, the human's still here. No, I'm gone. Oh, let me read that. Yes, please. Yes, I want to read it. Oh, 75. Do I hear 75? Do I hear pain? Ow. Also, I didn't realize I was still wielding the rune pickaxe. Crap. Thankfully, it doesn't really impact my speed or anything, but it's amusing nonetheless. I will actually pull the book out, which is right here. Come on, let me out. No. Use on that. There we go. Good. Alright, and now we get to go talk to... over here? No. Where are you going? Hold on. I'm going to talk to someone here. Alright, you know what? When in doubt, we check the guy. Talk to Miriam. Where is Miriam? Right next to the bank. Right. Oh, at least I'm consistent. Miriam, do the thing. Hello, human. Can I help you? Can I ride your minecart? Network restricts is a Lovakengj only, though I'll let you use it if you help me first. Sure, why not? What do you need me to do? Workers at the other stations got incorrect versions of the control scrolls, so they can't operate the minecarts. Please, take these updated scrolls to them. Sure. There's one scroll for each for the Sirius, the Shazian, the Hosidius, the Picarius, and the Quidamortum station. What's your favorite time to use the carts? Oh, here. 100,000. Let me drop that. Fat cash stack. For sake of ease, I'll just take out all but one, then pair, and call it a day. Okay, I'll pay. Can do anything else? No, I can't go anything now because I gotta go give the stuff. But now I can do unlimited rides, which might be very handy considering where I'm going next. By far the fastest to go over here and then teleport back over to here and then make a circuit. So. Let's see. Fortunately, there's no better way to do this. Shazy and minecarts are over there, but that's still pretty far away. The best way to get over there, probably... Here, probably. It's definitely going south. Past the pit. We're gonna have to go through here. Go through here. Lizardman Summit. Oh, I'm gonna get nailed. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay. Work our way up to here, around, and through the mountain. I hope I survive the Lizardman Settlement. That might not actually work. I might die. But I ain't giving up. I'm gonna save my run energy for that section because that's gonna hurt. Yeah, they may not look that strong, but oh well, corpses. Yeah, corpses may not look that strong, but they're actually pretty powerful. Fairy ring. Yeah. Potentially you could grow to that place, but nah. I didn't get hurt for that much. Dang. Oh, either way. Good stop for healing, but I think I'm gonna just go for it. I think I can squeeze it. Remember, we go through, we follow the path, over to the center, and then down. I don't think I can squeeze through there. At links. Kite. Who's a good kite? With bones even. There's a lot of bones in that area. Head west from here. I wonder if the mountain guy can just take me there. Oh, that would be fantastic, actually. Okay, friendly soldier's good. Oh no, don't attack the soldier. Don't attack the soldier. I should have brought a little bit of money in case they need me to pay. If they even existed in the first place. They don't. I don't need a guide. Okay, so just as a reminder, we need to go through there. Since they seem to be sitting there, like, looking at me, I'm gonna go this direction and not get hit. And follow the squiggles. Make sure we're going here. Just don't hurt me. Oh, I'm gonna get nailed here. Run! Just keep running. Stop for nothing. Yep. What champ? Goblin? Sure, I'll take goblins. Those are good enemies to find here. I don't understand why there's goblins here, but I'm not going to complain about there being goblins. Eek! A bear! Which will actually attack me, so I've got to keep my distance. And should be as simple as just working my way right off the path. I think we're in safe territory now. Those are trolls. I don't want to fight trolls. Maybe I can squeak over there. No. What was that auto run? Take it. Take the wheel auto run. Pretty song, actually. Oh, hey, actually, you're what I need. I got this control scroll for you. Thanks, human. Guess it's okay for you to ride my cart. So, can I help you? Yeah. Take me someplace. Lovakengj. Now we'll never have to take that route again. And now I think we'll just head over to... I think we'll do a circle where we go down to there. We'll do that thing. Giant rats. A lot of giant rats. Spiders and... You can damage from giant spider. Oh, it's not a giant spider. No wonder. Oh, it's a boar. Oh, that's what it is. What a nasty looking piggy. Okay, so we're almost there. Just work our way off the path. Yeah, I should be able to squeeze right through there and we're good. Heck yeah. There, the next best one is down there. Right there. Then probably teleport back to Lovakengj and hit that one and then Port Prescarius, I think. I think that's going to work out the best. Well, yeah, no, I want to go across the bridge and go down. That's right. Cool. I got the path. Good stuff. Knocking this out, gonna be 100%. Life is good. Howdy, human. The Lovakengj minecart network is for citizens of Lovakengj only. I got the control scroll. Ah, sure, why not? Actually, it's not too far away from mine. Really, it's not. Not great spot to do mining at, but well, adamantite, you know, boom, pop up to the thing and you're good. And of course, this place is good for getting to the guild. That's just a great entry. This is good for this area. So yeah, very useful. They can get us to quicker places here. I think toggle run now. Not a good time to do it, but it's just good, Penny. Keep heading. Oh, actually, I want to go east. East. Went past that. You fool, Fuya. Hey, Traxy. Sorry, human. The Lovakengj minecart network is for citizens of Lovakengj only. Got this control scroll. Ah, sure, why not? Let's go to Lovakengj and then we'll run over to After being beaten up by a bat, of course. Oh, maybe not. We're at 90%. We're almost there. Keep on pushing. I guess if I'm going this route, maybe it's faster to just go down and hit that and come up. Yeah, half dozen one, half dozen the other. A head guard. The other guards won't be messing around with him about. They're pretty strong. You know, I could probably just keep heading along the path here, maybe? Theoretically? Theoretically. I think, yeah, good. Dark Wizard. Practitioner, a practicer of dark arts. Now, will we get blocked by stones? I don't think so. I don't think they'd be that mean to make you go all the way so you just get trapped. Barely able to make it through, but we can. Which means we're going to be heading right out. He's way down here a little bit, but right out to our goal there. Now, from there, is it faster to flip it, or is it faster to go all the way around? That's a good question. Maybe actually faster to double back. I'd say. And whatever, I'll just go through the port. Why not? Now, we are going to be using the Favour certificate on the port because that skips a lot of lower end crappy Favour gaining things. So, like that hammer and nails I was talking about before. So, when we eventually do sit down and do the port, it will be useful. These are the two I really wanted to make sure I hit because, well, obviously, minecart network is fantastic, and then getting the cooking range, the fruit stalls, and the farming guild stuffs, all the farming stuffs, very important. Howdy human, the Lovakengj minecart network is only for citizens of Lovakengj only. But yeah, sure, why not? Kourend sigil. The iconic sigil Kourend. The fastest way to work our way around might just be going straight up the middle here. Again, I mentioned it in the previous video, but these... well, not to pirate, but all the guys here, they're looking out for you for people stealing, and if they find you, then boom. You lose the item that you stole. The little mini-game thing. Not a big deal, though. It's something. Now, which way is faster? This way. Definitely this way. This is going to be the final part of our journey. Awesome. And of course, if you are hanging out in chat, feel free to say hi. We are coming close to the end of our playthrough. Not quite. We're going to end it off with a good old birdhouse run, but by all means, feel free to stop by. I do love chat. Did I just go the wrong way? Oh, hell. Oh, baka. Now, getting everyone to 100% is very important for number of reasons. You get some really good... why? I guess it's kind of in the area. You get some really good experience from a lamp you get from getting all of them to 100%. And you also get, oh, you know, it's pretty lucrative overall. You get access to the dungeon. I don't know if you need access to the dungeon. I think you can access it before you do the quest, but definitely worth doing regardless. Alright, the final one. Sorry. Oh, maybe not so sorry. Yeah, let's go for a ride. Go to Lovakengj. That's literally right next to... You can see them talking about the statue thing. Would you stop it? It went down so it didn't attack me. Okay, so I'm going to need one of these. You guessed it. We're going to be doing a... Oh, I can't do that. Okay, placeholder. That. And teleporto. Wouldn't be a stop to 1B if I didn't get more runes. Actually, I was at like almost 2,100 or so, and I went through a good chunk doing the sand the snake part. Again, it does use, you know, 2 per, so you do go through runes pretty quick. Now, the best thing would eventually be to get the Steam staff, or whatever it's called, the one that gives, not Steam, one that gives you both fire and air runes, but that requires high Slayer and a lot of luck. That's a rare item. Or like $1.5 million or something in the bank, in the GE. Now, something I can't do, obviously, but it is a thing. Why does it change this transportation? Huh. Don't remember there being transportation there, but okay. I will ignore it. How many chops will it take? 1. 2. To the Champions Guild. Yep. I ain't gonna bother doing any sort of quests or anything for now. I'm just gonna do a birdhouse run and then probably call it a session. I may actually do 2 or 3 birdhouse runs. I might grab enough for 3 inventories worth. That'll be one of the nicest parts about getting magic up to 49. Just being able to... I can make those, I'm pretty sure right now. Maybe I can't. Let me check. Pretty sure I can. 95% sure. Yep. Yeah, so I can make the ruby necklaces. I got a bunch of rubies, so... That'll make birdhouse runs so much easier because you can call out like 3 or 4 minutes of walking to Varric. Eventually I'll be able to teleport to Varric, but that takes, what, 25? And law runes, which are expensive, so I'd rather use the rubies if I can help it. You know, let's run this part out because we don't have anything in inventory. Though I will say, having 4 of the pieces on, it's going to really cut down on my weight for carrying all those logs. Make it a little better to run with. Drop. Birdhouse run time. Let's grab a chisel. Actually, wait, no. Everything's in right here. That's right. It hasn't been that long. Placeholder. Grab 1. Placeholder. I'm gonna do. Let me. Boom. 5. Should have 10. What am I doing? There you go. And I'm 8 kilograms, so it's not great, but there, cut it down by a few percents. You can still see how much of a difference that's making, though, because otherwise I would have been at like crap ton of weight, like 25 or so. 3 birdhouse runs probably throughout the day, give or take. This is always a good idea to end on a birdhouse run if you can, because, you know, just free 50 minutes of doing stuff and you're done. And nice bonus as well. He's doing overboard. Let's not try and tackle them. Nope, nope, nope. That's a good way to get yourself killed. Especially not amount of run energy. Getting 80 is pretty good for... I can get there, because that means I can do the herbivore and start getting a bunch of herbs from that too. These. We are getting a couple of rings and other stuffs. Super nice. And 39. Ding. Okay, so 44 is our next goal for maples. Maple birdhouse is a little, but hey, I have no problem with burning a few extra willows, because basically I'm skipping from 24 to 44 because I don't want to use teaks for these. No, I'm going to use those for logs or something, or construction for the planks. An outfit. Alrighty, but for now, friends, I am going to be stopping things here. I really do appreciate you stopping by. If you managed to last the whole video, props to you. There was a whole bunch of mining. If you didn't, hey, that's absolutely fine. We still had a good time, but thank you so very much as always. Until next time, you all take care, and I look forward to seeing you once again on the next adventure.